Here we go. Hello, Tim.
Hey, David.
So you are the first video kind of case study testimonial that I'm doing. So people can see what happens, when someone's coaching with me, the impact, before, during, and after. And then they can get a good sense whether they want to explore working with me or not. So thank you very much for being the first one.
Thank you so much for inviting me to come along. I'm more than happy to give a little insight on the work with you. It made such a difference in my coaching and in my life.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you. So to begin, because we actually started working together back in March, right, when you joined the business coaching incubator, right? But we actually had our first conversation long before that, right? Or even before that, you became aware of each other. I don't know, it's quite a while before. So if we were to go back to even just before you even became aware of me at all, what was happening for you in your coaching business back then?
Oh, that's a good time for me to reflect now. Actually, especially when I arrived to London, that was like a year ago from now. I just, with regards to coaching, I knew that I want to make it happen. And I was really determined. I was really passionate, but I just didn't find my own way yet. So that was the biggest thing. I tried a couple of these things, other stuff. I've tried doing public speaking. I've tried to do marketing. I've tried to do like loads of things to get my practice going, and some of them worked quite well. But I never kind of got that kind of results that I wanted. So of course I knew that was just a learning curve for me, and because I was only starting out in the big city, even though I was coaching before, was a tough thing to do, especially when you're primed with so many things going on out there, and everyone are doing something similar, then trying to convince you that's the right way, that's how you should do it, and that was probably a big influence on me on the beginning. So that's why I was kind of wandering from one side to another, and it was way harder for me to find my own way.
Yeah. And I remember, how did you come into my awareness of me? Because I don't know quite how that happened.
I think for the first time we met at this Inspired stage.
Oh, that's right.
But I knew for you before, and I think I got to know everyone around here in London and in UK through Mikelj Serva. He introduced me to a lot of people, and I think you are one of them who I connected on Facebook or something like that happened. I don't remember exactly, because at the time I was connecting with as many people as I could. I remember you were one of them. And then when we met at the Inspire stage, I really liked you straight away, your energy, your appearance, and we connected quite well from then on.
Yeah, I remember meeting you then, and obviously being aware of your energy and your excitement of coaching. That was great to be aware, because I'm excited about it too, right? So we clicked on that quite well. And then I remember we arranged to have a Skype call, didn't we? I don't know when that was, a couple of weeks later or something.
Yeah.
And you were sharing where you were in your business at that moment, so can you tell a little bit about what was happening for you in that moment when we first, do you remember?
I remember what kind of stage I was. I was kind of, until then, I was doing a lot of public speaking, and the majority of my clients were coming through public speaking. And then at that point, everything was just kind of sinking down. I was doing a lot of events. I was organizing a lot of events, and there was on a lot of events were no show. Like literally nobody turned up, even though like 10, even up to 10, 15 people like signed up that they will come. And I knew within myself that's something is trying to be shown to me, and that maybe is not the right way for me, but I didn't have any idea, like how to go about it, and like what would be like a different way to go about it, to go about being of service to people and just trying to help them what I can do the past. I knew I was a good coach, but without clients, you're not a good coach. You're not even a coach. So I remember really, really vividly, when we had, I think it was the first or second conversation, you said to me only one thing, and that really resonated with me, and I'm still sticking to it. It's, as a coach, there is only one thing you need to make sure, and that's that your calendar is full. That is full of clients. And I kind of knew that subconsciously, but it was never brought up to me in such a simple way. And I was like, yeah, of course, that's what I need to do. And then it kind of, everything became way more clear for me, even though for somebody listening that might seem like, okay, yeah, it became clear to you, you need to fill up the calendar, but how will you do that? But I just kind of intrinsically, kind of from inside, I knew that I just need to kind of invite people and invite them to come along and experience what I can do for them, because I knew I can do it.
Yeah, I remember that. It was the first conversation you had, because I remember that. Because I remember asking you how many coaching spots do you have a week to fill, and we explored that. And I'm not sure. I don't think you knew exactly, but you worked it out while we were speaking, actually.
Yeah.
And I think it was 12, I believe, at the time.
Yeah, I think it was.
And so then we were checking, right, how many of those have you filled this week? And it was only a couple or something. And that's when it came to, that's your one job. You know, it's just fill those spaces, coach people. This isn't about waiting to get paid or anything, was it either? It was just, let 12 people a week experience it. Apart from the people that are paying you, let new people experience it. And I do remember that your eyes lit up in that moment when although that noise that was going on around you suddenly dropped away, and you just knew this is just it. This is your path. That was a beautiful moment.
Absolutely, yeah. It literally was like that, and from then on, it was we just came up together with this idea about coaching 100 people. And then I kind of developed it into 100 Lives project, and that really, really went viral. And I actually just yesterday was the last day when I was taking on applications, and now I'm up to something new.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, you've done your 100. Yeah, I mean, the actual idea comes from the Prosperous Coach. There's a book called The Prosperous Coach. That's where the idea comes from. It wasn't mine. But, it gives you something to focus on, a project, doesn't it? To channel everything into. And I found, for me, I've done a few of them I always recommend every coach does that. But it's awesome that you come to your last one now. Perfect.
Absolutely.
Because our coaching program just ended, didn't it, at the end of May? So
exactly.
Kind of perfect timing as well.
Absolutely, yeah. It was an amazing journey. I got people from all over the world into that, and I finally felt like my practice is starting to flourish in the way it should.
Yeah. So that conversation we had, I mean, we weren't even talking about working together, were we? That was literally just, we were connecting and just having a conversation.
Absolutely.
That was like way before. There was no even thought about coaching each other. And obviously, when I started, I think I shared about the business coaching incubator. That was when you connected. You wanted to be part of it. So I just wondered what was going on for you when you saw that and you thought about working. Why did you do that?
Yeah, I just felt like when I was reading what you wrote about the incubator, you're searching for people who want to step up in their business, and there will be a supportive group, and you will kind of encourage us with this powerful missions you put together. It just seemed like a really the right thing for me at the time. I definitely didn't make a mistake with that, and it was a really, really powerful experience. It was a beautiful experience. I loved it. Like 5 of us being coached by you on a regular basis over 3 months, and we were doing a lot of stuff in between. So it was really this momentum was just going and going and going. And that's what was really important for me, because that's what I needed at the moment. I needed to kind of learn to get into momentum, even though before as a professional athlete, I knew how to do that, but in a sports sense. Now I didn't know how to do that in a business sense, and I needed to figure out that. And now I feel like I've really figured out that, and it's so much easier for me to keep it going, because I know what I need to focus on.
Mm.
because anyway, like what you focus on expands every time, and I just need to refocus to what I want, and that's when it happens.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's been great to see you drop away the stuff that wasn't serving you. Yeah, because it's quite intense, and also it's quite an intense 3 months, wasn't it? Because there's a lot. Obviously, you were getting sort of the coaching by me. You were watching others being coached too, and sort of learning from that process.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what was that like for you actually in the actual coaching sessions themselves?
In the actual coaching, it was really good because I never actually experienced that kind of group coaching before, and it's really, really powerful because you see others being coached. When other people are being coached, you just observe. You're like an observer, quiet, watch. And the thing is, from observing others, you can learn a lot because you can relate with some stuff to other people. And when they're bringing something up, you just think there's always like a spark or like a little insight you get through that, and it's really, really powerful. Like that never happens in one-to-one coaching, but it happens in group coaching, and it's a really, I've really seen the power of it through it. Did I explain that in a way that makes sense?
Yeah, obviously it made sense to me because I know what you're talking about. Hopefully it made sense to anyone else that watches. It felt good to me. So it goes in at a different level, doesn't it? When you're not being directed at you, just you can actually, sometimes it can be even more powerful in some ways because you're not under the spotlight, right? The heat's not on you, so it can almost go in at a subconscious level in a way that it couldn't possibly when it's being directed. So I do love the group work for that.
Absolutely, yeah.
And obviously, as a coach, you seeing me coach others, right? That must have been something interesting for you, experience.
Yeah, it was absolutely. I learned a couple of stuff, especially from you, like how you follow your body, how you like really trust yourself, and how you're really grounded with some stuff. And I've stolen some things from you, and they work great for me, and I kind of tailor them into my own way. But some of the things were really, really, really great. I really they really helped me to step up in my service. Like only observing you coaching and kind of trying to understand what I can do different, what I can do better myself as well.
Yeah, that's the important thing. It's never to copy or anything, but it is to steal and then make your own.
Yeah.
Then it becomes something even more powerful than I could ever do, right? When it's yours.
Absolutely.
And actually, I've noticed that what I noticed in you actually was your presence change. The way that you showed up to the calls, the way you were showing up generally, and the way you even spoke about the people you're working with and the work you were doing. That's what I noticed change quite dramatically in the time we worked together. Are you aware of that?
Yeah, I was aware of that because especially when reading through this, we're doing this self-coaching assessments all the time during the course. And especially reading the first one and the last one is like light years away. It's such a massive difference. And it's so good to do this reflection all the time and planning and being in touch with what you really want, with your vision. And I really noticed something shifted because I had way more certainty, and I have way more certainty in myself, in the work I'm doing, and that I can create the business at any place I am. Even if my calendar is full or empty, I have the same certainty in myself, because one thing I will never lose is my ability in creating. So and that's what I really got, like this certainty through the whole program.
And that is a marked difference to obviously that very first conversation we had. Because I remember you talking about getting a part-time job, which I know you did, didn't you? In fact, when you began the program, you had a part-time job, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
And what happened with that?
Yeah, one of my goals through the incubator was to end my part-time job and make coaching my full-time thing. And I set myself a couple of crazy goals, like how many clients I want to have, how much money I want to have, and how much I want to be making, how much do I need to make. And we actually calculated how much do I need to make, like minimum that I can get rid of the part-time job. And that kind of took a lot of pressure from me, like, because we were looking at the minimum. Because especially when you start following people around you and what they're doing, and they're all going for the 6 figures, whatever, 7 figures, like you need to have this abundance before you can really kick it off. But the truth is, you just need to figure out how much do you what's the minimum that you need in your life at the moment, that you can do something, that only that thing that makes you passionate, that makes you feel alive. And when you figure that out, then it's so much easier. And that took so much pressure off of me, because yes, you get this minimum, but after this minimum there's infinite possibilities, and it takes the pressure away. When you're not a needy coach, when you're not like a needy person, then everything is so much easier. It comes so much easier into life, and so much easier to create it. So yeah, I on the end of the program, I quit my job.
Yeah, that was a beautiful moment. It's like, I think it was like a week or 10 days before or something, wasn't it? It was right.
Yeah, it was around about a week or 10 days. And I still, if I'm completely honest, I didn't believe it will happen by then. I knew it will happen soon, but something just unfolded for me. Something just unfolded for me. I knew, just one day I remember waking up, I knew, okay, now I can do it. Now I really believe in myself, and now I will drop it and go full on.
And that is the beautiful thing, because when you begin coaching and working with someone, you never know, right? You have an idea, and logically you're like, yeah, I can see how it could be possible. But it's different between feeling it, right, and actually taking that step, that leap.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
And the thing with coaching is we never know when that moment's going to happen, because that's down to you, right? And to the work you do in between the sessions, or when you're living your life, that's what makes the difference.
Absolutely, yeah. It's really important to apply everything, all the insights you get, or everything what you learn from these courses. It's a hard work, but it always repays. It's just you need to change some stuff or some perceptions. Usually some perceptions on life, and how the things go, how the things unfold, like how the things are created, what kind of place things are created from. And when you learn this kind of stuff and apply it to life, like on a daily basis, then it happens. Yeah. So the group coaching is not only about the calls, it's not only about the assessment, it's not only about being there at that time, but it's like all the time. If it lasts for 3 months, you need to be there for 3 months. If it lasts for 6 months, you need to be there for 6 months.
Yeah. Got a visitor there. Super real. And also, because obviously there's the group coaching, then there's the self-coaching assessments. I call it exponential growth assessment, because that's what they do. They help you grow exponentially. And there's a way you can't really hide, can you, from yourself because you're filling out the vision, aren't you, for what you want to create. Then it's like, what have you done to create it this week or these 2 weeks? And then it's like, well, what have the challenges been? What have your insights? What don't you want to admit about yourself? It's all those some quite tough questions, right? To bring that presence, right?
Yeah. Sometimes it's really hard to write some things, but it really helps, because this self-coaching assessment really help you to dig in yourself and then bring something up you wouldn't normally talk about, you wouldn't normally share, and it's really powerful. Yeah. Yes.
And then also, because obviously we had the assessments, we had the group coaching, but there was also, I know you and I had some private conversations by message too, didn't we?
Yeah.
Some of those conversations were not that. Well, I was quite directive in some of those conversations, right? I mean, there were some things that came up, and I challenged you directly in a couple of those. Do you remember what that was like for you, the experience?
The thing is that I'm that kind of person. I really like to be challenged. And you really hit the nail on the head. And especially, I figure out you weren't doing that so much in the beginning, but the more we were diving in, the more you understood the way I work, the way I do things, the way I perceive things, the more you kind of pushed on the right notes. And it's like just kind of getting to know each other. And when you know each other more, then like, Yeah, yeah. And yeah, some of the things I remember once to challenge you with something. I don't remember what exactly it was, but I was so pissed off. I was so pissed off for the whole day. And then I think it was in the evening that it just came to me like, why are you pissed off? You know, that's actually what you wanted. And I kind of turned that being pissed off into like really this thriving energy, positive energy. It definitely wasn't coming from the bad place. And I really felt like how something shifted in me, how like I got like this massive momentum was starting to go on with. Do you remember what exactly you challenged me on?
I can't know.
Because there was so many
I remember that. I remember. Yeah, there was. Cause
Yeah.
obviously, we worked together. There's quite a few different things over the months, but I do remember there was that moment of like, because you told me afterwards how much you were really pissed off by that.
Yeah.
I remember that. I do remember that. The thing is, for me, it's, as a coach, I've obviously, like you say, we work out the best way of working together, right? It evolves, and I'll coach you differently to other people in the group, as you would have witnessed.
Absolutely.
Some people I have a softer energy with. Some people are more challenging. It just depends on what they need. But it's hard for me to challenge you in that way because doesn't feel good, right? I know it's going to piss you off. I know it's going to be hard to hear.
Yeah.
That's kind of, but I know that on the other side of that, it's going to be so powerful for you that it's just, I have to just put myself aside for that and just, because I was really uncomfortable for me. I don't know what, you go away, right? So I don't know what you're thinking exactly. I don't know what you're feeling. I don't know how, I've got to just let you be with that, which is a tough thing, I want to just tell you what why I've done it, but I can't because that would ruin it,
Yeah.
You have to experience it first and then you find out for yourself, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
By the end, you're like, there it is. That's what it is,
Absolutely.
So yeah, powerful moments, definitely.
There really is some powerful moments, absolutely.
Yeah. So I did write a few questions now. I think we've covered most of it. So if you were to describe the coaching relationship with me, what comes up for you?
That's really interesting. So one thing it was really powerful for me. You said once in the beginning. Those are. I'm actually sharing. I shared one thing you told me before that I need to fill in my calendar, and the second thing I will share right now. Those are probably the only advices you ever gave me, or one of the only advices you ever gave me. But I really remember because they really helped me to kind of get on the right track. So one thing I remember you said to me that for the time we're working together, I cannot look what anyone else is doing. And that was really powerful because that's when I really started to ask myself, okay, what I'm doing is really right and I can really do it in my own way. I can really do it in my own terms. I can really do it with the people I want and in the way I want it. And I started doing it like that. And that really shifted me. And you kind of, because you supported me and challenged me and kind of reflected on what I was saying through the whole journey based on that kind of really increased my self-belief and certainty and everything. And just knowing that whichever direction I choose, I will either learn or it's perfect for me. So yeah, that's how I describe it. Like it was really powerful kind of coaching. Yeah, not even I felt like I'm being guided, but I was never guided. I was always guided by what I was bringing to the calls and to our conversations. But it really powerfully led me to the place where I'm right now.
Yeah, and it's an interesting distinction actually, because although we do sometimes I will say specific stuff, like do this thing. The reality is, everything that you need to do. You can Google search this stuff. You can read a book about it, right? That is not going to change you fundamentally at a deep level, because what my job is to help you see what you don't need to pay attention to anymore, and just help you focus on what matters for you personally. That's probably it. And a lot of what I do actually is when you talk about it, it can sound really basic, can't it?
Yeah.
And the reality is that everything you want in life is really simple, and it's just that we complicate the hell out of it, isn't it? So
it is, yeah.
So that when we actually connect to that simplicity, that's when it's like that sometimes is the most powerful shift of all, isn't it?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, and you can really choose the way your life will go, and choose the way you will go about it. And that's really beautiful. That's when really this creating part comes in, and you really helped me with that, really, really much. Thank you.
So you're welcome. It's been a pleasure. And the thing about I find in the coaching relationship is why I only work with my kind of people, because it's not, although obviously I have a high expertise in what I do, it's, if you're not responsive and we don't click, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant how good I am at coaching if you're not receptive to it, you don't want it, right? And you don't do anything with it. So it's very
Absolutely.
much how you show up as a client that matters, sort of the impact that you create through my coaching and with my coaching, definitely.
Absolutely.
And you show that powerfully, yeah, and more so.
I just did my best, and that's the only thing we can do at any given time. Yeah.
And so what's happening for you now? Like, where are you?
I'm at the point where I finished this 100 Lives project, business wise. Life wise, I'm taking quite a lot of time off at this moment, in this month, because I just feel like I need something for myself, time for myself, to connect with nature, to connect with my beloved ones, with my girlfriend, with my family, and that's really important for me. And we're always, through our coaching, we're talking a lot about that, how I can make that more of a priority. And actually, right now, this is number one priority in my life. Like, people who are the closest to me, that's number one to me. And I will never ever, I will always strive to never put them on second place anymore. And I felt like at the beginning, because I was working so much, that sometimes they fall onto second place even though you don't want it. And now I'm really consciously more aware to put them on the first place. And after this, now when this 100 Lives project is finished, now I'm starting a new project, and it's actually on a higher level, because I became a higher level coach. I became more powerful coach through that, and I decided I will work with 20 people from all over the world, and I'm searching couple of things in them. As you said, you're searching your own people, I'm searching my own people, and I'm searching with people who are actually making a positive change in the world. Doesn't matter the industry, it's just important that they're making positive change in the world. And one of the things that's really important for me in people is they have strong integrity, hardworking, they're really passionate about everything what they do. They're really passionate about their family, like I am. Now you have a visitor. And yeah, now I'm focusing on that. And actually, this week, can we pause for a moment?
Bessie, come here, good girl. So this is what happens with live stuff. She doesn't like people coming to the front door.
Oh.
Give me a sec.
Yeah, no worries. No worries about it.
So yeah, this would be an interesting one for people to watch back though, right?
Yeah.
I won't be editing it, so yeah. It'll just be part of it. So yeah.
Yeah.
So what were you saying?
So basically, at the moment, I'm up to this new project where I will basically coaching 20 leaders, and I'm searching for them, and I will the whole application process. I'm working a lot on that. Will be really really tough already. It will be really kind of directed to really the people I really want to work with. I really want to take under my wing and help them to be even better at what they're doing, and that really fires me up. That's why I actually started coaching. That's why I left my cycling career, and that's why I wanted to become a coach, because I wanted to help people to really step up in their own game, and especially the ones who are making kind of a positive difference in the world. I'm working with coaches, consultants. I'm working with lawyers at the moment. I'm working with a CEO at the moment. So it's of a really big company. They're making a difference in the world. So I'm getting to the place where I really wanted to be, and I feel like I am already there. I'm already successful. I'm powerful. It's now just like enjoying the journey and kind of embracing what's coming in, and working with the people I always wanted to work with. And it's a really, really beautiful time, and I'm enjoying it every day more and more and more. And that's what I always wanted.
That's beautiful. And I love the fact, because one of the things that's really important to me is making sure you've got the life you want first, as well as the career that you dream of. And so the fact that you're honouring your family, your friendships, your girlfriend, the things that are most important to you, and you're now stepping into the world that you always wanted career-wise.
Absolutely.
It's a beautiful thing, and there's so much greatness in store for you as well, which I'm really excited to see.
Thank you. Yeah, it will be a boom. I actually start to run my service in a little bit different way as well, more from the background, not marketing so much, not putting myself out there, because I figure out it's not the time for me to do that right now. I'll do that later on when I get my team together. But at this moment in time, it's not something I want to focus on. I just want to help people in the best possible way I can, and that's what I'm doing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And so, just to finish off then, actually, because I'm actually running a program for coaches starting in a couple of months, which I know I've told you about. What would you say to anyone who's considering finding out if they want to work with them? What would you say?
Definitely connect with David, and if it feels right for you, if it fires up something, you will know, because then David is your person. David, this person you will be talking to is your person, and just dive straight into it, because and don't look back, because you live this life only once, and it's really important to invest in yourself, to invest time, energy, and money as well, and into what you want to create and what you want to have. And David, you're a really, really powerful coach, and I believe that you will be helping a lot more people. And I'm actually really happy for you that you kind of redirected more into doing group coaching, because you'll be able to help more people in that way. And the way I've really seen you, it was really like a powerful leader, really stepping into this power in the group, and leading the group powerfully, not only individuals powerfully. So I believe that's one of the things you were born for, and you're doing it pretty damn well.
Thank you. Yeah, I do love that, and the group dynamic is something that I love. I love so much. It's so powerful and so much fun to connecting with such beautiful people and having them connect together as well.
Absolutely.
Now, there was one other thing actually, which I think is fun to share.
Yeah.
Obviously, after the coaching ended, we did have a conversation, didn't we, about potential to work together.
Absolutely.
And I spent quite a bit of time with you. We sort of worked out sort of a strategy, a plan together, of what you could do going forwards, right? Absolutely. And at the end of that, it was like, you're not going to work with me, right? That was the end of the conversation. Was actually, you don't need me. So could you tell me about that? Because I think that's quite a fun thing to share.
Yeah, that is a good thing to share. I really, through the whole program, I was pushing, I want to work with David one-to-one as well. I want to do it. I really want to do it. But when we came to the end, especially because I've started to reflect on the whole year back, and I've seen like I was doing so much work. I need some time off right now. And I knew that if I'm not investing in myself 100%, first, the thing I need right now is some time off. and then later on I will get back to it, and I will dive into investing myself again, investing in the coaching, and really going for that again. And it was really, I loved the way you kind of came across, because it was definitely no sales involved, no stuff like that. You know, what I hate myself and I don't do myself in my own service. And I believe that's, you're always coming from this genuine place, just trying to be of the best service to everyone you have on board. And that was really, really powerful. And I believe that's one of the things that really makes you great. And I love that about you. Thank you for being the best, David, with me.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you. And for me, just one of the important things to share there was that we spent a lot of time together exploring what you need to do in the coming months that would serve you.
Absolutely.
And the point was that if you need me, then obviously that's actually not a powerful place to be coaching from anyway, right? And so it was like, you can go away and do all this stuff. And I would never want to attach myself to that. So for me, from a business perspective, right, if you look at a short-term business perspective, it's really bad. I fucked up in some ways, right? It's like, oh no, I've given you too much now. You don't need to go off and create this on your own. But I'll be honest with you, I quite like it, because I'm like, you know what? We've created this plan which is just for you. You get to go and experience life and your business in this amazing way. And if you get to a point in the future where you want support, you'll come back to me, right? And
absolutely.
And if you don't, you get to create amazing stuff, and I got to help you create amazing stuff, you know, and that's always going to be there. So that's really cool for me.
Exactly. That's this biggest satisfaction when I also see that in my clients when I have them to create something amazing. Then that's what really, really makes me happy. And I see it's the same thing for you, and that's really, really powerful. Thank you again. I really, really appreciate your support.
You're welcome, Tim, and thank you for being here and sharing with me, so so other people can see what happens. And I'm very excited because obviously, although we won't be coaching you, we're going to be connected and sharing, and I know you're going to do incredible stuff.
Brilliant. Thank you.
I can't wait to see what you do next.
Yeah. I will definitely share it with you. I'll definitely be ready for bang.
Yeah, I know. I can feel it.
That's amazing.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.